What's going on YouTube? My name is BluePaw and welcome back to Pokémon Showdown. This is our third and final match with this NU team. I've had loads of fun with it. Before we start the video, if you can, please show some love to that like button below. I really appreciate your support. Also, feel free to leave a comment down below with any team suggestions you may have or any particular Pokemon sets you want me to use in future videos. I'd love to use anything you guys would suggest. Apart from that, let's get into the battle. So, looking at my opponent's team, the Tauros looks very scary, so does the Pyroar, and the Rotom Fan looks like it could catch me out with some Volt Switch shenanigans. But nonetheless, Cradily looks like a good lead as there's nothing that can really threaten it out, and it looks like I'll be able to get my Stealth Rocks quite easily. I go ahead and switch in Cradily, and he bleeds off with his Stone Fist as Golurk. He sets up a Rock Polish turn 1, which is terrifying as I just set up my rocks as planned. He then hits me with an Ice Punch, which is unexpected and really annoying, especially when you miss your Toxic like that, just adds to the frustration. So I can't stay in, so I switch it into my Physical Wall Wheezing to take that Ice Punch a lot more nicely. I then see it's futile to attack this thing. I decide to go for a Will-O-Wisp. My opponent predicts that and sends in a Pyroar. Very good play on my opponent's part. I decide to switch out back into Cradily because I can take a Hyper Voice nicely. And then I can get a bit Lefty's recovery, maybe get a recover off, but no, a Flamethrower kills my Cradily. So I've lost Moisturize very early on in the game, as I did last game. It seems Moisturize just wants to go down. My opponent then switches into a Mantine to take a Scald, very nice prediction there, and gets the Water Absorb, so recovers all that Rocks damage. He then switches out when I go for a Volt Switch and predicts me again, so I'm getting completely outplayed by my opponent here. However, I predicted the Mantine would come back in if I went for a Scald, so I decided to switch to my Vileplume. And now I'm in a good position to go for a Giga Drain as he goes for a Defog. However, this Giga Drain doesn't do as much as I wanted it to, as it's not a 2-hit KO despite being Life Orbed and max special attack. Mantine's just too much of a beast, so I switch into SpongeBob to take a nice Air Slash. I can then hit a free knockoff on anything I want. He stays in, quite sensible, and then he gets a Scald, and of course he gets a burn with the Scald. Just not having good luck today. I thought he might switch because I'm so weak and decided to catch someone with a knockoff where I do run for Sard, and as you can see here, it's what I should have gone for first so I didn't take so much burn damage. But I figured once SpongeBob got burned, he was pretty much useless. He sends in his Ditto and manages to hit me with a superpower and get a little buff off for anything that comes back in. I go into Primeape and get a super effective U-turn off, which does a ton of damage to this Ditto, and then send in my Physical Wall to eat up this superpower nice and easy. I think then my opponent had the impression that I would go for a Will-O-Wisp on his Ditto, but I kind of knew he'd bring in the Pyroar and went for a Sludge Bomb, getting some good damage off there. I then proceed to hit Sludge Bomb again and tank this Hyper Voice with 4% HP, taking out this Pyroar, but barely surviving. I'm at 10% HP. Then this Tauros, the scariest thing on his team, comes in and just smacks him with a Zen Headbutt. I think it's Scarfed, but I wasn't too sure at this point in the game. I wanted to try and get some chip damage with my Lantern by hitting it with a Volt Switch, but he kept switching out. So he could be Focus Sashed or Choice Scarfed, I wasn't sure. He sends in his number 1 fan against my Hendrix and gets a nice Will-O-Wisp off on me as I smack it with a Sludge Bomb. Doing clean over half damage, which is great because I wanted a nice 2-hit KO on this thing. However, I wanted to get a better matchup in case he went for Air Slash as he did. I wanted my Vileplume to stick around. And then he went for Pain Split on my Lantern, which was very frustrating as I tried to get a Scald Burn and perhaps for it to switch into the Golurk or the Tauros and burn that. He misses his Willow, unfortunate for him, and I decided to Volt Switch out and kind of sack off my Vileplume at this point. Wasn't the best player in the world, but I didn't see my Lantern getting anywhere when I saw the Pain Split. He goes for an Air Slash and takes out my Vileplume, and then I have no choice but to hit with the Ice Punch and try and take out this Rotom Fan. Unfortunately, it just misses taking him out. This is one bulky fan, and I hit with another Ice Punch to take it out. However, my Primeape is Choice Scarfed, which means that I can't go for close combat because he has that Golurk around, so I have to switch out there. He takes out my Radio with the Zen Headbutt, and I'm forced to go for Ice Punch, which won't take this Tauros out and didn't get the freeze, and he one-shots my Primeape with a Zen Headbutt. So that was a really good game. My opponent clearly outplayed me in this one, but I feel like as a content creator, it's good to post both wins and losses. I'm not one of those people who just post wins. Don't get too mad at me, but I still thought this was a really good game. So I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, crush that like button down below and leave a comment with any team suggestions you'd like me to see in future videos. Other than that, have a great day. Peace.